An essential part of giving effective feedback to students starts with students knowing and understanding their learning target. The learning target is the objective of the task. In other words, when the task has been completed by the student, what should they be able to show in terms of their learning? If there is a disconnect between the learning target and the student's understanding of what they're being required to do, then when their assessed work differs from what is expected, it is highly unlikely that they will be able to understand the feedback given by their teacher. An important aspect of understanding a learning target is the student's comprehension of the command terms that we use to design these targets. There are many command words such as design, discuss, evaluate, predict, recommend, and so on. If a student does not fully understand what these terms mean, then it will be difficult for the student to make sense of the teacher's feedback. Let's take this simple task as an example. Students are asked to compare and contrast the features of two different shapes. Sarah is asked to compare and contrast a square with a triangle. Here is Sarah's response and the teacher's feedback to that response. If we look at Sarah's response closely, she has described both shapes but has not compared and contrasted them. She has in fact described them. Note, however, that the teacher says in the feedback, "You have not answered the question." If Sarah does not know what compare and contrast means, then the feedback here is next to useless. How do we make feedback better? Looking at Sarah's answer, it could be that she does not know what compare and contrast means. If this is the case, then the teacher needs to go back to the learning target, and feedback should be about checking for her understanding of these command terms. On the other hand, it could be that Sarah does know what compare and contrast means, but Sarah needs specific feedback and guidance in how to write comparatively. For example, a square has 4 sides, whereas a triangle has 3. How would you give feedback to Sarah on this task?